This is one of the longest presentations, so take your time and come back to it if you need. The media can also establish values and entertain us. Establishing values is sometimes called agenda setting. Individuals can adopt the behavior, values, and ideas of a group that they're exposed to in mass media. You can see how this is related to both surveillance and interpretation. How the media portrays a group can have a wide-reaching impact. Two examples of this are the influence of the media on the image women have of themselves and the image men have of women. Another example of establishing values is the consumption of media with a specific social or political agenda. Of course, there are positive effects of establishing values. You can have positive role models, for example. The role model creates a common bond, a shared experience between disparate people. It can be a positive force for society, depending on the model. Here you have an example of a 1940s all-Negro comic that was printed by black publishers. They were designed to give positive role models to the black community. Establishing values can enforce a social norm. It can create a standard value of society. Of course, acceptable values change over time. The 1959 values established by Barbie commercials and advertisements no longer seem to apply. And you can have negative effects. Mass media can create negative role models like Aunt Jemima. This also creates a common bond, a shared experience between disparate people, but to the detriment of society. The media can enforce a social norm based on fiction rather than the actual values of society. Social critics fault the media with creating artificial value and improper linkage. We relate the life in the media to what we see in our real lives. Unfortunately, real life isn't like the media. So consumers are imitating social actions that don't exist. They're not real, or they're outside the norms of society. This is not a new complaint. Critics blame the Jacobean theater of corrupting the values of youth. They blame the movies of the 20s and 30s for corrupting the values of society. They blame the comic books of the 50s for corrupting society. The media always has been, and always will be, an easy target for criticism. Finally, one of the most important roles of mass communication is entertainment. In the past, entertainment was face-to-face, and while some entertainment was solitary, much was either centered around the family or were social activities with personal interactions centered around church, around school, around the front porch. Film removed personal interaction from social activities. We sit in a dark theater by ourselves or with one or two other people. Radio and television made it a private family activity by moving entertainment into the home. The internet made it an isolated activity. There are positive elements to entertainment. First, quality entertainment is available at a low cost. You don't have to be part of the upper class or wealthy to get quality entertainment. And quality entertainment can be targeted to a narrow audience. The negative element is the reverse of that. To reach the widest audience, you have to appeal to the broadest instincts. This is sometimes called the lowest common denominator. Broadcast television is often accused of using this to reach mass audiences. So, mass media organizations dedicated to entertainment have to make choices. They can go for a narrow audience, which lets them tailor the subject matter for a specific audience, or they have to go for a broad audience, which means that they might dumb down the entertainment to reach as many people as possible. Another negative element is that mass media is a passive rather than an active communication. Heavy consumers of TV and social media, for example, participate in fewer activities outside the home. Television viewing induces relaxation, drowsiness, passivity. Your metabolic rate drops during viewing. This encourages weight gain. Newer technologies such as video games and social media provide for more interactivity, but these also tend to be private or at most shared with one other person. However, the growth of the online gaming industry has made video and computer games social interactions rather than just private entertainment. That's a major change that isn't fully appreciated by adults who don't participate in online gaming. In Part 5 of Module 3, we're going to take a look at current trends in mass communication.